You're listening to Edge Radio TV. The views and opinions expressed in this program are that of the hosts or guests, and not the Edge Radio Network or its advertisers or affiliates.
Hey everybody, happy Monday and welcome to How You Livin on Edge Radio TV. My name is Robin B. and hey Dr. Kiva.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, how are you?
I am well. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I just had one little small cup of coffee, but I'm good. I backed it up with, I chased it with some tea.
Oh,
so I'm good.
Coffee and chase with a tea.
Calmed it down. You know how we used to do rum and chase it with some Coke? Well, this is the new age cocktail.
That's funny. Caffeine and caffeine.
Caffeine and no, the second one's never it's herbal.
Okay.
Caffeine and herbal. If I did caffeine on caffeine,
well, you'd
have to kill me off.
But tea has caffeine, right?
Not herbal. See, I'm a big fan of herbal tea.
So, but green tea has
green
caffeine.
Green tea does have
and
caffeine.
And black tea has caffeine.
And black tea, absolutely. Those two do. And also purple tea and white tea. And I don't know if I told you, purple tea is one of my new creations coming. And that's, I don't know if I told you that, but we've got two new exciting teas coming, and one is purple, and it's very rare. It's very rare.
So purple's not lavender. It's what is the?
It is literally called purple because of its color, but it is a type of tea. It's almost in the green tea family. Okay, it's in the green tea family, but the way it's going, and it's from Kenya. Okay. So it's a product of Kenya. And what happens when you put it in the water, it does turn purple, but when you squeeze a little lemon, it turns in a beautiful color. So I've gotten us some glass mugs. Nice. So when it comes, we're gonna have some fun with our tea.
But with the purple tea, it's what's the blend?
It is, it's a purple leaf. I didn't give you any. I have to bring you some.
I need some purple tea.
I gave a lot of samples out. It's actually more, it's even healthier than green tea, believe it or not. So it's got very, very high antioxidants. And it has the same properties as like blueberries, maybe pomegranate. The color, it gets that purple color for the same reason. Oh, acai berries.
Okay.
Blueberries, yeah. So
superfood.
Yes, it is a superfood. Okay. And it's real mild. It's very mild. So you don't really need to sweeten it. I sweeten everything. So I put honey in everything. Right. And then with them lemon, it might be considered an acquired taste, but I really like it. And I have some here with me. In here, I'm waiting for the big shipment, but I do have some regular purple, and then I also have some with hibiscus.
So is it available to purchase on your website?
It will be. Okay. It will be. We're working with our partners in Kenya now to have it packaged, and I'm very excited. And the white tea, golden tips. So they both have caffeine, but it's the healthy caffeine.
How many teas are you working with now?
Girl.
Like if I was to go to your website.
Okay, if you go to my website, you will see maybe 15 teas. And the detox is on its way. Right. I should have that this week. So maybe 15 to 18, but then include the matcha. So matcha is just the powdered tea, basically. Okay. So yeah, thank you for asking that, because I need to take account.
So your website is what for the tea?
It is youendure.com.
You Endure.
And just remember, it's like the word you. I mean, it's based on you endure. Okay. But it's just the letter U and then endure.
So when you get the detox tea, we need to go on a detox.
Yes, we will. And you know what I've been thinking long and hard? I need you to bring me to the ranch please. I will make an appointment.
Okay, well, let's understand. The Ranch
okay.
is a place where we do yoga.
And she is the superstar at the Ranch.
And it's an outdoor shala that we actually
beautiful.
do the yoga. So if you're interested, definitely go to theranchhouston.com. And so, yeah, you can go out there. And so she has a lot of herbs, and she has gardens, and she does a lot with kids.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because her name is Tamika Caston.
Okay.
And she used to be a teacher in the education system. Then she shifted, and so she has classes out there. So it would be really cool to be able to partner with your detox.
I would love
and
to
some
do
kind
that.
of detox program. So
that's
hey
a
guys,
wonderful idea.
When
Let's
we get
partner
to tea,
up. We always do this, don't
I know. We're gonna get to tea, and maybe we can give a sample of your tea.
I will be giving lots of samples.
Yeah, to one of our lucky listeners. Maybe they can get a gift basket of teas.
Listen up! It's freebie time. It's freebie time. Thank you, Dr.
Yeah, so
we'll like that idea.
We'll have a gift basket.
Yes.
And it'll have the teas and maybe some of your merch.
Yeah, and some really cool merch.
Yeah. So stay tuned, and we're going to be able to have a raffle.
I think we'll call it something like a chill basket.
Chill basket.
So you get the tea, you get maybe a gift certificate or a discount to the Ranch.
Yeah, chill basket.
And you know what? We asked Vince, but maybe we could do a show at the Ranch one time.
Oh, that would be nice.
Cool?
He'd probably say y'all going to zoom in.
Yeah, we'll zoom in.
So what's on our agenda for today?
I am super pumped up. We've been talking about this for a while, and I've been trying to get these ladies on the show.
Oh my goodness.
Ever since I heard about this show. These women are very phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So they are the authors of this book called Uncivil War, American Voices. And one of the ladies I've known, she didn't know this, but I've known her for like 20 years. Haven't seen her in 20 years.
But she didn't know.
She didn't remember because time goes by, and she looks like I saw her yesterday. She hasn't changed a bit. So this book is a book of poems.
Nice.
And based on 2020, the horror of 2020. And so it's got, I saw a lot of painful parts in it, but I think it's got a lot, maybe some defiance, and just I think it speaks to everybody's voice, everybody's experience, and we all experienced it together.
Yes.
We all had our different perspective. So I just thought it would be awesome to bring them on and learn more about this story and really the creative process of how they could look at this book. I mean, this is a real deal, and I told them
we had time in 2020.
Right, we had time to write a book,
and they were just productive.
Absolutely, most of us just ate bonbons and watched, murder shows. But here they are making a beautiful book.
Murder shows.
I love my murder shows, girl. You know I do. So unfortunately, because I'd rather watch fictional murder shows than the stuff that was going on in real life. But so Ms. Latonda McQueen and Ms. April Daugherty. And they are going to be our very special guests today, and I'm hoping we get them to read some of their poetry.
Yeah, maybe when we come back, they can read their favorite.
Yes,
one of their
We
favorites.
can, figure out how they created that one. Sounds good.
Well, this is going to be an interesting.
So.
What did it say? If you want to know something, put it in a book.
That's good.
Or as if you don't want someone to know something,
you put it in a book. Ain't that the truth? That's America. That's the truth. But this is a book I think everybody read. And I was telling them, one of the ones I read, I told you, I had to read it through blurry tears because it was some of them hit home so deep and so hard.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's very provocative. I'm looking forward to reading
That's awesome.
it. Yeah.
It's funny. I was talking to my best friend. She's in Atlanta. Okay. And she's like, I'm going to go and read.
I thought I was her best friend. No, teaser.
She is.
I'm your sister.
You're my sister.
I'm your sister.
And so she was like, I'm going to go read this audio book.
No, she didn't.
So you're going to go read this.
And you know what? That's what you can get away with now. Nobody will know. Now, when I used to drive and get stuck in traffic all the time, I had lots of audiobooks.
Right.
Because time went by. And one of my favorite authors is Walter Mosley. I don't know if
I remember Walter Mosley.
God. Oh, if you haven't read it, just way off topic, look up Ptolemy Gray. Okay, it's really Ptolemy. I think the piece silent. It's one of the best books in the world. Reminding me of my dad, so look it up.
Oh, see, I would listen to Wayne Dyer.
Oh my God. Oh, he's good. I like Wayne.
Those are the kind of things I listen to in the car.
Yeah, of course. That's why you're so zen.
Of course. It's
so
like how to find inner peace.
It's a miracle. I'm chill. It's a miracle. I'm joyful. Because I like a lot of negative stuff. That's my entertainment. I don't know why.
Well, this book, these poems today are gonna put us back maybe centered in a right vibration when we talk to the ladies.
And matter of fact, when they come up, I'll have my crystals up here. Just keep everything nice and zen. Absolutely.
Well, we're going to take a short break and join us when we talk to some authors who wrote some poems about the lovely 2020. Yeah. So join us as we take this little short break.
Be right back.
Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky? How you living? How you living? Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky?
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
And we are back today with two of our very special guests, Ms. Latanya McQueen, Latanda, but I call you Tanya.
Yes.
So I kind of blended it. and Ms. April Doherty, thank you and welcome, ladies, for being here. We are very excited.
Thank you for having us.
You guys are superstars in the making, for sure. I am
we'll
putting it out
that.
in the universe. It's all out in the universe. This is the first stop of their national book tour. I'm telling you, and I'm not lying. This is going to be one of Oprah's favorite books.
Oh, well.
How is it not going to be?
We don't know. We believe you.
It's going to be Oprah's book club. I'm a little bit clairvoyant, so believe me, it's going to happen.
You heard her.
Okay.
Oprah.
So, welcome, and I would love to hear a bit about you. And April, since I've never met you before today, I'll let you go first. So just give me a little background. Just let us know who you are.
Well, I now am a mother of 3, and I stay home.
Okay.
But I was an attorney, and so still am technically. I'm just not practicing.
Right.
And I have a master's in theology, which is different.
Cool. Might explain things.
Yes, some of the things in the book. Yeah. So
that's good. And are you a native Houstonian?
I am not. So I'm originally from Florida.
Okay.
Central Florida.
So you know that term, Florida man. Do you know that term?
Uh-uh.
If you Google, I hear a little giggle back there. If you Google Florida man, the most bizarre ass stories are going to pop up in the news.
Well, so
that's all you have to say, and you'll get 20 different things to choose from.
Oh, gosh.
It's a constant thing between my husband and I. As he'll go, all right, now the crazy person in Florida. He shows me the news articles. I'm like, yeah, crazy stuff does happen.
You know what? I think I could make a fortune. I'm going to get a T-shirt that says Florida man. Don't tell anybody.
No, I won't say.
Don't tell
anybody.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's a secret.
Right. So, Tanya, give us a little background on yourself.
Oh. Well,
it could be short because we got a lot to read.
Right. Well, again, we've known each other for 20 years, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And so I started out as a realtor. Yes. I've had my own business as a medical billing consultant. Okay. I'm now in education. Now I coach teachers, which is pretty cool.
She's great at it.
And but I've always written. So I've always written poetry. I've always written short stories, and so that really April says it best that I'm a poet at heart.
Yeah.
So that's where I basically have always been.
That's phenomenal. I had no idea. So that is really awesome. This story in itself is a story. Okay. So you guys met at a book club.
Yes. April started a book club with a mutual friend of ours. Okay. And that mutual friend knew me. Rachel knew me, and so invited me to the book club.
Okay.
Right. What was the book club about? I mean, did it focus on anything in particular?
So we were focusing on social injustice, racial injustice, but we wanted to. It started. I went on a trip to DC, visited some friends, and was just struck while I was there. It was in 2018, 2019. Just the discord and thought in my own life how people don't really have conversations anymore. There's all these hot button issues. Everyone avoids everything. Yes. And so Rachel and I wanted to have discussions that were real in a living room and remember, yes, we can speak to one another.
That's right.
So we focused on voices that you might not otherwise hear. We wanted to listen to minority authors,
and women authors,
female authors.
That's beautiful.
Right.
That's
because
fantastic.
People are afraid to have tough conversations,
because it's a triggering experience. You know,
well,
somebody says the wrong thing.
Right, they're afraid to have tough conversations if they're having them in person.
Yes.
But we have a poem in here called "Cowards Behind Keyboards," where that's where
trolls.
People, that's where people they get a little brave, because they're behind their keyboard and nobody. You can say whatever you want because it's my Facebook page or whatever. So
and we wanted no shouting from silos. Like we wanted people
very good
in a living room conversing.
So did the conversations ever get tense?
With our group of women, I don't know that they ever got tense.
There was a lot of laughter.
Right,
that's fantastic.
Well, there's also wine. So
wine helps a lot.
Wine
That's the equalizer.
Right.
Yes.
Right. But I think what we take from what we're reading has been a little bit different. And so because we're all coming from different backgrounds, so we have different perspectives. The one thing that we shared is just the belief in just humanity in general.
Beautiful.
And and the voices of the women that we were reading and just wanting those voices to be amplified.
I love it.
So do you guys still have the book club, and is this one of the
We're
books?
limping along. It's not yet. I wasn't sure if I felt comfortable saying, hey, we're reading my book for a book.
Right.
The book we're doing right now is cast.
Okay.
And so sometimes we read books, nonfiction, more serious, but I think a lot of good discussion has also come from fiction books because it allows people to wade into difficult things
without taking ownership of the feelings behind it.
Yes.
You know, so they experience it through someone else. But for me, I mean, you're saying if the book club is still going, technically yes, but COVID changed a lot of things.
Right.
But also with writing the book and then the circumstances surrounding why the book started.
Yes, that's
so when that happened, we haven't been. I didn't with writing. I don't read and write at the same time.
Okay.
I typically go inside, just go inward, and tend to write and not read a whole lot at the time. So with everything that was going on, the poems just kept coming, and so there was not a lot of time to write, and not a lot of energy to. I mean, sorry, not a lot of time to read.
Definitely.
Just more energy to write.
Well, I would say not a lot of emotional energy either, because we read difficult things in
Very
book club,
draining.
Right?
And when you're writing and you're in that headspace, I mean, I read more when I write, but I read like fantasy fiction, and it has absolutely nothing to do with real life, you know, to tune out.
And it's always interesting how the divine puts things together, because at first you guys were in the book club having these discussions, and all of a sudden 2020 hit, and it's like, whoa, you know, so you already had those discussions on the table.
Right. And what was interesting is just my first meeting, April, there was a connection there already. And so we started talking, and I said something about writing, and then I shared a poem with her, and she read it and she liked it, and I was like, you like it? You really like it? And so, right. And so part of it is that, and we've said this before, that one of the things that we did with Uncivil War American Voices was we were finding our voice valuable. You know, sometimes there's so much going on with other people. I just don't know that we valued our voice. We didn't value the strength of our writing. I just thought it was something that I did, so I did not put value in that. And I think the same for April, and she's
very
amazing.
Common with us. I mean, that is just a common woman thing, unfortunately.
Well, you said you never knew. I mean, that's true, I think, of most poets. People
but
around them
people
probably don't know.
Or they're even more critical of their
horn, you know?
critical of their own work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Definitely, you know? That was one of the things.
So it had to be healing also, right?
Yeah.
To
has
be able to do
has
this?
It been cathartic?
In some ways, yes, but because we're so we talk about being empaths and just feeling all the feels.
That is the cross I bear every day,
right?
Which is why it was a difficult read for me.
Yes, and the beginning is difficult, but as you get towards the end, but it's difficult.
It
does. It becomes hopeful. The beginning of the book is very challenging to read because all these emotions are happening, because that's what was happening in our country.
Right. It's real, and that's the part.
Right. So as you get towards the end of the book, I think you'll feel hopeful.
Okay.
And we hope you feel hopeful.
Yeah, I'm working my way through it.
Right.
Now, I have a question about the characters. How did you guys come up with all the characters? Was that difficult? So it's like you have about 12 characters around?
Yes. Well, initially, so these poems were not written really initially with the intention of creating a book. We just were writing. And then one day April said, this has to be a book.
So
but we had already started writing, and so they were just poems. They did not have characters.
Yeah, we were just sharing them back and forth. And we even, I mean, there are poems that we both wrote where like one shares a stanza, the other finishes it. I mean,
that's what I was wondering. I can't tell whose voice was who, and which probably makes it magical.
Right, well,
because
that's
I can't
purposeful.
tell.
Right.
Yeah.
And also,
I love it.
sometimes not purposeful, because there's some things was like, wait, which one of us?
I love it. I'm talking about seamless now. That is pretty cool.
Since you brought up characters, and I haven't had opportunity to look, so is it, do you introduce the characters, or is it like through the poems you get to learn someone new?
The great thing about this book, and I'm going to say that was April's idea, because I was just writing. But one of the things that there is a map. So at the beginning, there is kind of a cast of characters, which also lends itself at some point to performance art.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I already got a call into ensemble theater. I don't know if I told you that.
You did not tell me that, but
they are
going. But it does introduce the characters at the beginning.
It introduces the characters at the beginning. It also provides a character map in order for you to see how the characters are connected. And really the connectedness of the characters lends itself to how we are connected as Americans. Even though we think we're in our homes and we're by ourselves, April and I are like forever connected when we were connected in ways we didn't know how, and poetry was one of those ways.
And yoga was one too.
Yeah, yes, we were doing yoga every morning.
I need to join you guys. Really, she's not forcing me to do it like I need her to. I need her to be my accountability partner.
Right.
But that is just, I mean, basically, you guys are kindred spirits.
Yes,
very much so.
Yes, there's more. We're more similar than we are different.
Yeah.
When we say that, our big difference is color,
and
not because it's race, not because it's race, but when we were trying to record some of the poems, first of all, I am a wonderful melanin.
Yes.
However, my friend here
is not.
And so when we were trying to light ourselves for Facebook,
oh my goodness,
so many lights.
Right.
And I'm very hot natured, so like every time you hit pause, I'm like powder my nose again. I'm walking around. We turn the air down to like 62, and I'm like,
goodness.
And she's surrounded by lights.
I'm surrounded. We have a picture of us.
I know one thing.
Sitting, and all the lights are here.
All the photos I see,
it's almost like
lit.
when you do yoga. You know how you have certain energies from like some people have cool, some people have hot.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all even yin and yang that way.
We are
very much so. Very much so. So that is really amazing. So one of the I think we got to take a quick break.
Yeah, we'll take
before
a little
I get
short
into my
break.
next question.
And I want you guys to read one of your poems when we come back.
Okay.
Okay.
So you get to say eeny, meeny, miny, mo, who gets to read.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so join us when we come back to hear more about these poems and to really go deeper into what it's all about.
Be right back.
Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky? How you living? How you living? Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky?
The Natural Nation Network is really about taking control of your health physically, spiritually, emotionally, even intellectually, because there's so much out there in misinformation. There's a lot of people now that are suffering from all sorts of diseases that they really wouldn't have to suffer for if they had better information. And that's what we're here to do. Provide information that can save lives.
The mind and the body are totally connected.
Health can be really serious, and you know, sometimes we just have to lighten it up a little bit while we're still providing substantive information. And you know, my sort of mantra on the salsa dance floor is kind of similar. You know, I tell somebody, if you make a mistake twice, it becomes a move. Okay?
Tune into Natural Nation every Tuesday at 11 a.m.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
There was a death today by Shauna in a conversation with her son the day a nation watched George Floyd murdered. I heard there was a death today, Mama. A black man was handcuffed, Mama. His face was on the ground, Mama. The policeman was on his neck, Mama, and he said, "I can't breathe, Mama." He called out for his mama. Mama, why? Mama sighed and held back tears as she pondered how to answer her son. The weight of the worry etched on her face as she knelt down to him. She placed her hand on his head and rubbed the tears from his eyes. Yes, a man died today, son. Yes, he was handcuffed, son. His face was on the ground, son. The policeman was on his neck, son. Yes, he said, I can't breathe, son. He called out for his mama, son. He called out to God, son. God heard him, but the officer ignored him, son. I don't know why. Wrapped in his mama's arms, son was safe. Mama whispered, wiped a tear that escaped her tightly closed eyes, wondering when her beautiful black boy would become the feared big black man. Mama wasn't ready for the world to see her son as the darkness when all she saw was light. Not ready to hear, I can't breathe, Mama.
Ooh, this is the way you're supposed to do it, right? That was so deep and heavy. And being the mother of a black man, it really hits home because from the day he was born, that is your fear. Unfortunately, that is your fear, and it never goes away. You know, he's 40 now, but I still pray over him all the time because you could be as innocent as anything. It doesn't matter. So that poem hit home really heavily. And then, so thank you for sharing that. And then April, of course, we're going to ask you to do one after the next break, or What? So you have a favorite?
I don't. I don't have. I have chosen one to read, but I do not.
Because you know why? They're all your favorites. That's
they're
why.
like your children. I mean,
yeah, they're all
really
your babies. You can't have a favorite baby.
You can't have a favorite baby.
And they're all impactful. We did
might
have
like
a
the first
question.
one best though.
Yeah.
You what?
You might like your first child better. Huh?
You know they say that, or else the baby. But that middle child always gets ignored. Always.
So, oh no, my middle child has decided.
Neither
Really?
of our middle children are those.
No, they're not.
Very
No,
loud.
Those kids.
They're the ones who show up.
So we do have a question from one of our audience on Facebook. They wanted to know, what were you guys' favorite poets?
Oh, for me, I would say Maya Angelou was one of my favorite poets. I think Nikki Giovanni was one of my favorite poets.
That's good.
So those were people that, and right now I like Nikki Grimes. We like Amanda Gorman.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Yes.
So we love her work as well. So
that's very good.
I can echo those things as an adult, but growing up, I didn't have huge exposure to poetry. I remember my mother made me read Robert Frost's autobiography one summer. I had to read about, I don't know, my parents were school teachers, and so I had assignments. And but I remember I read that he had read it at inauguration, and I was like, oh, because I think that was the first moment I realized poetry was loved by others too, or was recognized. To me, poetry was this thing that if I had been born in a different century would be appreciated, but nobody likes poetry now. And so, yeah, that was like an aha moment, I guess.
Like Shakespeare when you had to read it in high school.
Right.
Yeah.
And for me, I loved that because it was, I already wrote. I've been writing forever.
Yeah.
And so even for me being younger, you know, when I was younger, you know, rap was starting.
Right.
And so I thought, well, I thought, well, maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. So I even was Tiny T for a little bit.
I didn't know that.
I was Tiny T with
does that mean we have some bars to spit? Is that what you're saying?
No.
She got those 16 bars.
Well, they might be from 1980. But so yeah,
but I've seen pictures of the hair.
That is awesome. I had no idea.
But you know, that is interesting how art sometimes has to shift.
Right.
So when you look at some rappers and the lyrics that they're using is poetry, it's like sometimes I think visual artists are really tattoo artists now because they shift and they still able to use that craft.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Well, and thinking back to books I read, one of my favorite books in middle school, I think, was and now it's fallen out of my head. Pony Boy.
Pony Boy.
Pony Boy is the main character. Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you. I was like, Pony Boy?
Wow.
The Outsiders.
And that was a movie too, right?
Right.
It was
okay,
with like a who's who of who became big.
Yeah,
if you ever go back, I mean,
right.
truly. But anyway, I loved The Outsiders, and there's a Robert Frost poem in there, "Nothing Gold Can Stay," and it's like this critical moment in the book. Those kind of little things, it really does matter to see your art, in places. But
So, are you all prepared? Let's say this does happen. Are you prepared to go on a tour?
No,
is that something you can
when
do?
It does
when
happen.
it happens. Have you?
Okay, let's hear a little bit more.
You got to put that vibration out there so we can come back.
You know what we're prepared for, and wanted to manage our expectations out of the box because we are self-published and we don't have a national, publisher. But we said what we wanted to do was right, and we did. And then we wanted to create a book, and we did.
And that's level setting.
Right.
And then anything beyond that
anything beyond that is gravy. Yeah. Yes. Well, for me, I'm from Louisiana, so it's gravy.
Okay. So, all right. I can deal with that.
Yeah,
it's jambalaya.
It's jambalaya. So anything over and above what our expectations were, I think it's extra. It's gravy.
Okay. I think it's hearing other people's reactions. Having
that validates that everything you've done is right on.
Yes, we haven't shared our poetry in big ways, and this isn't just poetry. This is conversations between voices. This is it's a whole nother animal. It's really a novel in verse.
It really is, and it's so relevant because of the divide in this country.
Yes,
here you are, blonde hair, blue eyes, with a sister with the braids. This is exactly what we need to see right now.
That's America.
Yeah, but that's how America should be.
Right.
And it's gotten so far away from there now that we got to remember unification is really how we will survive.
Right. And I think America is still April and I. I think it's still there. And which is why we think that people will hear this. Because if we thought that the divide was as deep and as wide as has been shown, then this would not have been possible.
For sure.
And so America is April and I.
I think you're right. It's like a pocket, and the pocket's loud.
Right.
And that's the problem. It's just loud.
Because we shouldn't get so caught up in the physical, because what really connects are your spirit and your soul.
That's right.
You know? This would be a great book for if they had it in schools. Well, like if it was part of their reading list.
I love
that's good.
I love that. I've had a couple of people that I know have bought it, and they said, "Okay, can I buy this for my child?" I was like, "Yeah, there's a few words in here," but I think that
high school age for sure.
Yeah. Are you going to have another book for kids? Right. Stamped across, right?
The fact that you're self-published, this is the most professional book I've seen of any book I've ever seen. How on earth were you all able to make it so perfectly, amazingly professional?
Well, one of the things, I'm going to do a shout out to our cover artist.
Okay.
His name is Torrance Tonto Reed. He is a friend of April's from Florida.
Eustis, Florida.
Right.
I love the back. It looks like,
he's a Florida man.
He is a Florida
man. Florida man. Well, he's a rare exception.
He is.
Thank God.
But that was one of the things. We had a vision for what we wanted the book to look like, and we couldn't really put it into words. And so when the first thing that we got, we were like, this is clip art. We are not happy with this. And April's like, I don't know why I didn't think of Torrance. And so she reached out to him. He did a sketch, and it all made sense. It was like, yes, this is it.
Man, that's beautiful.
I want that as a piece of artwork.
Yeah, this is.
I know.
Do you all have this in a poster somewhere?
We don't. We need one. Torrance, we need one.
Yeah, Torrance, we would love a copy, please.
Exactly.
We will give you a huge shout out. I promise. Wow. So you published this yourself. So how did you all know how to do that?
Or even more so for someone who's interested, what are the steps?
Yeah.
Well, I think we just we felt our way through it because we were trying to use Amazon KDP, which is fine.
Which is very popular.
It's great, which is very popular. However, the book would only be as professional as we were.
Absolutely.
And so making sure that the cover art was great and making sure that, it was edited properly.
Yeah, citations
and things like that.
Is complete.
Right. And so that's something that,
this is just great.
We didn't have many.
The contents. Do you have an app for the way the content's laid out? Because this is beautiful.
No,
the word process.
Well, yes, yes, we just did that.
I will say our book was harder to do than if you have written a novel and you're wanting to use KDP, it will be more accessible and easier for you. When the way the words are put on the page is also art.
Exactly.
It's why we went with paperback instead of Kindle because you can't.
No.
But
you would have lost
there's
a lot
poems
of
with shapes. There's poems that are there's one called Hide that is in the corner, it's hiding. You have
conversations.
They're yelling at each other.
Right. And so both of the poems are on the sides of the pages. And so really they're yelling at each other.
And they're so far away so they can't even hear each other.
Right, exactly. And that's the intent. And then there's some poems that are hate. And then they're lower on the page. We never
elevated.
Yes,
so that's low vibration.
Right. And also that was one of the things that we did is that we did not attribute some of the poems that had more of that kind of hateful thing. We did not attribute that to a character.
To a name.
We did not want people to hate a particular character. We wanted them to hate.
Correct.
I love that.
And we wanted to call it by its name.
Right.
That is fantastic. And that was the name of a character.
Right.
So I like that.
So when you do the creative process, you get the words for the book, and then you go and you publish yourself, or do you have to go to a publisher? Or how does that work?
No, we just
with KDP.
Right, with KDP, we just self-published. But one of the things, Kindle only paid one author at a time, and it was like I don't want to have control over any money that belongs to her, and she felt the same way.
Right.
And so we're like, well, we need to start a publishing company. So we did.
So
we did.
I'm
and then
like,
we have other books.
They are women.
So does that mean if someone wants to publish, they can contact you now?
Right.
Maybe you
So
can
now
publish other. You know that could.
I know, and so we thought about this, and the thing for us is that right now we already have poems in the making. We have other books that we have done.
We just answered my question.
Right, so April has a book that she's already written, and it's not in the same genre, but she has one that is complete and just needs to be put out.
It is
nice.
not
I love it.
It's almost complete.
And then we got to talk about the artwork
has started.
Yeah.
Yes, and then I have a book of poetry which is how we kind of started, because she was editing some poetry for me.
Okay.
And then we have COVID poems that we haven't done anything with. That, like she said, I'd write a stanza and she'd write a stanza.
It was like it was a therapeutic game.
Yes.
It was here. That's how I'm feeling. Let me just send my emotions through a text.
Very smart. You guys stayed healthy through that.
We did.
Emotionally healthy.
And you had each other.
Yes, and that's something that was really important, because there's some times where I had to be silent.
Right.
And silent meaning that I could not write. And there were so many things going on. And I think I said that to April, like, I can't write anything because I'm feeling too much to write. And I'm just not in a good place.
It's being self-aware. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we definitely want to hear your poem. Yes. And then, of course, a lot more we got to talk about.
All right. All right.
So we'll be right back, guys, with April and Tanya.
Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky? How you living? How you living? Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition, liftoff.
Don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
I'm trying not to lose my head.
Hey, this is the Talk About Unity show where I bring the talk.
And I bring the unity.
And together we talk about unity. Unity is what matters.
Come on.
And right now in our country, that's what we've got to do. So we do that here. Talk About Unity on the Edge Radio Network. Be with us every week.
It's going to be awesome. It always is. And I tell you what, the more we seek first to understand, then be understood, we make progress.
And we like to do that. And that's why everybody's on the brink. We love what we do at Edge Radio because everybody's on the edge. We bring them back from the edge and we bring the unity. So we're just glad to Edge Radio Network every Tuesday morning, 10 a.m. Talk about unity, because here at Edge Radio Network, truth still matters.
Aren't you tired of not getting what you want in bed?
Are you ready to spice things up behind those closed doors?
Woo! We're here for you every hump day at 7 p.m.
This is Sex on the Edge with Jen and Hen. I'm Jennifer Reeves.
And I'm Hendrik Scott, and we are professional licensed sex therapists.
So remember to watch us Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Edge Radio TV, just in time for sexy time.
This poem is called These Are More Than Differences, and Kate is the speaker. And the poem Tanya read was right at the beginning of our book, and this is towards the end, after January 6th.
Okay.
These are more than differences. I think I'm supposed to forget and forgive. Set aside differences and look for what makes us the same. Reach for common ground, stay calm, keep it tame. But this time I won't, can't. These are more than differences. This is right versus wrong. This isn't my ideologies simply brushing against yours. This isn't us wanting the same things but opening different doors. This isn't us both singing, just different songs. You are wrong. These are more than differences. There's no justification for denying justice. You're not choosing the lesser of two evils. You are choosing you and yours before people. You are following a madman to his lynchings of hate, and it's not okay. It's not okay. These are more than differences. So that was Kate.
Ooh, that was good. Thank you. So Kate is, and everyone has a partner in this as far as the characters are concerned. Can you give us just a quick overview?
Kate has several.
Okay, so Kate has several characters or several partners?
Several partners. Partners meaning connections.
She has connections.
Because once again, how many characters total do you have? How many characters?
Oh goodness, we don't even know. We have like 10 main characters, and then there's people. There's a few that speak like just once or that aren't really the.
That kind of reminds me of Billy Washington's thing that he did. Very good. I like that you gave them characters or personalities because it helps to relate that person's perspective.
Right.
And I love that. Mike, his dad had a problem. What was his dad's name?
Oh, I think is it JR?
Yeah, JR. Now JR is more of a what? Oh, you want to say a conservative?
Yes.
That's the best way.
It's pretty far right.
So with the characters, you have conservatives, you have liberals. How are you?
We have people in the middle. We have people on the edges. All our characters are connected at a restaurant that Shauna, who was the poem she read, owns. And so some of them work there, some of them eat there.
Some deliver mail there.
Yes, some deliver mail there. So Kate went to school with Darius, who's a character.
Kate's married to Will.
And Amani is like her best friend.
Right.
I love that.
Will works at Jack's, the restaurant.
Jack's
so
Bar
we wanted
Houston
to make
restaurant.
sure.
Yeah, I love it.
Right, and so we wanted to make sure that again, that's part of the connectedness of America, of the book, of the characters, and saying that really we're not, we're all in this together, but we are all in this together, and we're all connected in some ways, and so being able to hear each other's voices and listen.
It reminds me of, remember that movie 12 Angry Men?
Oh man,
it was like a whole it's like a
you never
black
saw
and
that
white, old school.
It is it is a trigger. It is definitely a trigger movie, and it's a movie worth watching. I loved it. I loved it because all 12 of those people had their own life experience,
and they were on the jury, right?
And they were all on the jury, and
it
was 11-1. And at the end of the movie, no, I'm not going to tell.
Oh, you can tell.
No. Oh, at the end. They all, it was just remarkable because at the end, it was that one holdout turned all of them around, and they were all very staunch.
And it's just interesting to have all those different personalities come together,
and in the same.
And now they're at
in the same environment.
Right.
Hopefully eating a veggie burger.
Yeah, more than likely. Well, some of them. JR's probably having a steak.
JR's sitting at the bar.
He's sitting at the bar. But one of the, like you said, that connectedness and them all coming together. At the end of the book, although we start out with just a lot of trauma and things that were happening, and it's very heavy. The end of the book shows that we believe in joy. We did
Can you read one of the last ones? Do you mind?
Oh, okay.
Like something that shows that we
don't mind putting me much on the spot.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Just one of those joyful ones that bring us back.
Make us happy.
I think
we need. I know that.
Oh, you know what?
Okay, she found one. Yay. Sorry.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
This is a good one.
Yeah. This is so people will know that there's some.
So this is Chucks and Pearls. It's by Sisters, which is a character, and it says January 20th, 2021, Inauguration Day. Watching Kamala Harris, the first woman and the first woman of color, become the Vice President of the United States. I dreamed of it. I've hoped for it. I've even told my daughters and nieces about it. This day when a woman of color would be there, inducted as VP in her Chucks and Pearls, skin like mine, hair like mine, smile like mine, pride like mine. On every black woman's face and every little black girl's face, awestruck, she looks like me. I dreamed of it. I've hoped for it. I've voted for it. Her presence symbolizing an era in our history, Black history, women's history, American history. In her chucks and pearls, skin like mine, hair like mine, smile like mine, pride like mine, representing me. A fulfillment of an American promise I'd hoped to be true. Astonished, she looks like me. I dreamed of it. I've hoped for it. I voted for it. I bought the t-shirt for it. Joined the Facebook group for it. Draped myself in pearls and bought new chucks. Readying myself to represent her as she represents me and millions of women in our chucks and pearls. Skin like mine, hair like mine, smile like mine, pride like mine. Paving a road of ambition and potential I've prayed for. Proud, she looks like me.
Beautiful. You got one too?
Oh,
I thought you were getting ready to
I'll read Crash.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Sorry about that. But
no, that's all right.
Equal opportunity here.
Crash. This is Kate again.
Okay, it's a short one.
And it's January 20th, Inauguration Day. My heart in my throat, my prayers in my eyes. Can you give back to me, sweet land of liberty? Could that really be hope crashing into my cries? Can you give me back light, our flag still there through the night? Is that a woman I see? Is that color on stage? Can you promise real change, a land for all if we're brave? Feel the fireworks blast, crash your dreams into mine. Can you make me believe? You're tired, you're poor, we'll breathe free. Can you give back to me all I dreamt my country could be?
That's beautiful.
That's
Thank
nice.
you guys. Thank you guys for everything. I mean, this has been we ended on a high note. Would you always want to do that?
Yeah,
we lifted it up.
So when did you guys finish the dotted line? I mean, because considering, we're already in the middle of 2021.
We are already in the middle of the month, right? I mean, the year.
So when did you finish for it to be the?
As far as finished, for the most part, most of the poems are done at the end, like Inauguration Day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then we had beta readers to look at it.
We had beta readers already reading it before we finished up the end,
right?
Because we knew we were ending on Inauguration Day, but we weren't there yet.
Right. Okay.
It had to happen before we could write those poems.
Did you do these? Did you do this art, April?
I did the art.
Oh my goodness!
You
did. So you're an artist.
Yes.
So
that's actually all chalk. I like to use pastels.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
So look at this.
You guys are just too talented.
So both of you were right brain, obviously, even though you were attorneys. Sounds like you're both very right brain.
Or is it left brain?
Is it left brain is critical thinking. Right brain is creative, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
because I think I'm very right-brained up in here. Right?
I actually knew Torrance from art class in high school.
So are you sharing this artwork? Like, is there someone who could buy it?
It's something I have never done, or it's something I haven't done in years. And then 2020 literally brought that out. It was like I could not find enough ways to express the things I was feeling.
She found an outlet.
And so you're just a teaser. You're going to have the artwork and we can't get it?
You need to put it somewhere where we can buy it.
So I have an amazing picture. It was on my Facebook page that she drew for me for my birthday because I turned 50.
No way! I told you
ageless. During COVID. And she came over with wine. Thank you, girl. Came over with wine and this picture that she drew for me, and it was take up space. That was our thing. That when we were doing yoga, we wanted to take up space.
Man.
Okay, I can already see the exhibit and the reading the poems.
Absolutely.
During that time too.
This is really a show
with some wine.
It's an art show. Yeah, I think we need to talk to some of the local galleries.
We're going to create an art show for you guys.
We're ready.
If nothing else, we're going to be your managers.
We'll have them all over.
And anything that brings, I think anything that brings attention to, just being able to listen to each other and talk to each other about our commonalities and about our our humanity. Yes. We got so far away from that and entrenched in our own beliefs and thoughts that we got away from humanity. And I think April and I wanted to bring that back to people to just think about our humanity.
You've done it in spades. And we normally ask for a golden nugget, but that was one. That really was. That was a mic drop. It really was.
Connected with the humanity.
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Again, April Daugherty and LaTonda McQueen. I'm trying to be formal here.
What did you say, Lil T?
Lil T. Little T, Tiny T. We want to thank you guys so much. You guys were fantastic. I love the book. I see big things in your future.
Thank you.
I really do.
Thank you.
So, guys, we got to sign off here.
Wait. I know we got to go, but how does someone contact you if they want to get the book?
Oh, well, the book is available on Amazon.
Yes.
Okay.
It's on Amazon, Uncivil War American Voices by LaTonda Yvette McQueen and April Jones Dougherty.
Love
I have
it.
to say that slowly. So available on Amazon. We have a Facebook page that's Dougherty and McQueen.
Oh, good to know.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dougherty McQueen.
It's all on, I think, what he's showing.
And then the publishing company is The Queen. And now I see how that came about.
The publishing company is because the book started with me, LaTonda McQueen, then we started the publishing company with April.
That makes perfect sense.
And
Dougherty
so April
McQueen.
is Dougherty and I'm
But
McQueen.
look how it works perfectly.
Right.
The Queen.
I
love it.
Well, we came up with
It
that
makes
because we
sense.
couldn't find, she was looking for an email address. And so DeQueenPublishing@gmail.com.
Right.
You can contact us that way too. But she couldn't find one. And I joked. I was like, well, you could do DeQueen. And then we did.
It makes perfect sense to me. You guys
Thank you guys
rock it.
so much. It's been a pleasure to
Thank
get to
you.
know you. And I know what I'm going to read tonight.
Oh, yeah. We got some
While I'm
reading.
drinking my herbal tea.
Yeah. And most people have wine. Miss Thing has herbal tea.
Yes.
Okay. But,
We'll have our herbal
you know, it
tea
makes
too
me
while
happy.
you endure.
Yeah. Enjoy your
We
tea.
will.
Normally I would give it to you on air, but enjoy your tea.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
your infusers.
Thank
you call me if you have any questions.
Okay.
Or Dr. Key, because she has one too.
Okay.
All right, guys. We got to sign off because our next, the next show is coming up. These two hot mamas here. Even though you won't get to see it till Wednesday night, they come on behind us and they're amazing. And that is Jen and Hen. Anyway, thank you for being with us. See you next Monday. In the meantime, we got to ask, how you living? Peace.